Good morning, good people. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful in your whole entire life? Okay, maybe you have, but I just had to get out early so I could show y'all this. Happy Friday. It's a glorious day. Maybe not so much over here. Maybe Facebook and YouTube will have mercy upon me and pick a better picture from that than they normally pick. Have y'all ever seen any worse pictures than they have been picking of me? I'm like, really? Really? Do you have to pick the absolute worst? Of course, I'm coming out to walk when everybody's leaving for work, and I'm already starting to feel very self-conscious. So please stand by. Alrighty. Anyway, just wanted her to drive on by because I feel weird. What, honey? That's her cat. Leave her be. Come on. You don't want to mess with the cat. She's opening the door to get in. The cat's opening the door. Yep, she just got it open. Hey. Anyway, I woke up at 4:30 again. But you know, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get up because I like getting up early and I like getting all this stuff done. I like getting ready and I'm not in a rush. Then I have time to come out and walk her before I have to start work. Oh, it's only, let me look at my watch. It's 7 o'clock, 6:59. I tried so hard to go back to sleep, and I tried so hard not to move or breathe because I didn't want to wake her up. Because once she wakes up, that's it. She wants to get up, she wants to go out, she wants to sit and stare at the stars and contemplate the universe. And I'm like, I want to go back to sleep. I probably could have, but once I stood out in the yard with her for a while, it was already a little after 5. Then I made a whole entire video of makeup and hair. It didn't record. Nope. I was like, well, all right. Wasn't meant to be up here, apparently. So here we are. Well, yesterday while we were at lunch, I forgot to tell you this. Amy she loves sports. And she listens to sports talk on the radio every morning. I don't know what state, what team, I don't know any of that. Alls I know is while they were playing a game, I don't know what you call a group of bats, but a group of bats came flying out of the rafters. Can you imagine being inside a stadium and a bunch of bats come flying out? Well, that reminded me of a story, which then reminded me of another story, which leads us down a long and dark road. I'm just kidding. But when I was growing up, we had a pool. And in the evenings, we would be in the pool and bats would come flying down and they skim across the top of the pool and they eat the bugs. Now, I love bats. That doesn't mean I want one in my house or I don't want to hold one. And I don't really want to see one per se. But I don't have anything against them because they do be eating a lot of bugs. Well, before I moved here, I lived in my townhouse and we had a pool, a community pool. So one evening, one of those warm summer's evenings, whatever, I was in the pool with a young African-American couple and a lot of African-American women do not want to get their hair wet. So, we were just all huddled together talking. Well, a bat comes flying and glides across the top of the water. She sees it. Well, that girl, she didn't want to go underwater because her hair was recently done. She started screaming and we started laughing. And I knew, everybody's heard the stories of bats getting in your hair. And I'm sure it's happened, but she was freaking out that bat was going to get in her hair. And she didn't want to go underwater. And every time the bat would come flying in, her boyfriend and I would just duck down in the water. I wouldn't go under, but I would just kind of duck down. Oh gosh, it was hilarious. It was just hilarious because she was having an absolute panic attack, but she never said she wanted to go home. It was fun. We were just having fun. Well, that led me to another story. Jenny and I, my sister and I, went shopping a couple of years ago. When my sister comes down, she usually buys a lot because 1, she doesn't get to come down that often, and 2, they don't have stores like this up where she lives, so she usually just tries to load up. Well, this would have been probably around Christmas because she bought a lot of picks, picks flower picks. And some of those flower picks had very spiky things on them, like pine, you know what I'm saying, picks. Well, the girl that was ringing them up, she would ring it up and she'd set it to the side, ring it up, set it to the side. She was not putting anything in a bag. And Anxious Annie here was like, when is she going to start putting these in a bag? Because they don't have a lot of counter space at the at-home store available. They only have those little bitty shopping bags like they have at the grocery store. By the way, can we discuss the grocery store shopping bags? Can they not get anything bigger? I mean, for real. They put like a loaf of bread in one and that bag is full. It just grates my nerves. But anyway, so she hands me this very large bag, plastic bag, right? So I started picking up those picks after she would ring them up, and I would put them flower side down in this plastic bag, and you know, well, I heard her going, wait, and I looked up and she was like this, and I was like, what is going on? Well, one of those picks had grabbed a hold of one of her braids. She had very long braids, like to her waist braids. Yeah, those synthetic braids. You could tell they were synthetic. And it was so tangled. It was like a brush stuck in your hair kind of thing. The little flowery thing was like a brush, basically, a bottle brush, wrapped all in her braid. And I'm trying to shove it in the bag, and she's trying to stop me, and my hair, my braid. And I have never been so mortified in my life. I laugh when I get nervous. I was laughing hysterically because her hair was wrapped around that flower pick. Hold on. Oh my gosh. So I come to Chick-fil-A, of course, and I got me a lemonade and I ordered a bag of ice. And I was telling the guy that was helping me, I was like, y'all have the best ice. And he was like, yeah. He said, it's just good. I said, it's like a good consistency. It's crunchy. And he was like, yeah, who else has good ice? He was like, Zaxby's? I said, the jail. And he was like, wait, what? I said, the jail. The jail has good ice. And he was like, did you say the jail? I said, I used to work there. And he was like, oh, tell me one of your best stories. And I was like, well, this is kind of on the spot, isn't it? I can't think that fast. Hold on. And I was like, well, this one's not really PC, but it's a story nonetheless. I said, it's a funny story. I said, I booked in a little person one time, and I kept asking, they lay their stuff on the counter, and I keep like going, well, where is he? Is he passed out? Is he on the floor? I can't see him. Where is he? And then I see these little fingers come up on the countertop. He almost fell out. He did. He almost fell out. And I was like, I felt so bad because I didn't know he was there. And he nearly lost his breath. And then I told him another one about the guy that come to jail, again, 30 plus years ago. And I didn't know it was a guy. And I kept telling the officer that she needed to go uptown to get booked in. And the officer kept telling me no. And I was like, but we don't take females here. And I said, then he literally removed his breast and laid him on the counter, and they kind of laid there jiggling at me, and I was like, oh. And then he took off his wig, and I was like, oh. I said, that wasn't common 30 plus years ago. It was not. So I was kind of taken aback. Yeah, anyway, he said, thank you so much for talking to me. That was so fun. Anyway, I had already recorded a portion, so I'm going to put that back in here. So I'll actually be driving out here, but I'll actually be driving home. I'm actually driving home now, but that was whatever. Just watch it. Okay, bye. We're going to go get some lunch. Oh, I have a guest. I have a guest with me. Penelope, could you say hello to the audience, please? The audience. Like it's some sort of show or something. Can you say hello? Oh, well, she's cold. I don't know why she's cold. Well, I mean, it's 61 degrees, but it's raining. And as I have told y'all multiple times, my house is cold. So I actually flipped it from air, because you know, yesterday afternoon it was like 78 degrees. Back to heat. Because I have been wearing my warmest winter house shoes and a long sleeve sweatshirt, and my heater's going under my desk, and I'm still cold, so I know she's cold because she got some more of her little hairsies cut off last night. So it's not to stress her out. I do a little at a time. Don't I, Penelope? Yes, but she freezes. But I have to keep her cut because she tangles so easily. Isn't that right, Penelope? She doesn't know what to look at. She doesn't see the camera. Anyway, I just had a couple of more little stories, no big deal, and then I will turn you loose. One, I was reminded of a story where someone came to jail. So when someone came to jail when I worked there, I don't know what they do anymore, they would remove all of their property out of their pockets, their jewelry, their everything besides their clothes and shoes, you know. And then it would sit on the counter and I would write it down in front of them. And then they would have to sign stating that what they gave me was on that sheet. And then when they got out, each item was handed back to them, and the deputy would usually sign off on it that he gave it back to him. So it was all good. It was all good, you know. That's everything I gave her. I signed for it. I got everything back. We're good to go. Except some people are like, no, I had a Rolex watch. Listen here. There is a camera above your head that is recording everything that you put on the counter. And if there was a watch, then I had to weigh the watch and write down how many grams the watch weighed. And I would write down white or yellow because I could not write the word gold. Because if you write down that you took in a yellow gold Rolex watch and they got back a not gold yellow fake Rolex, well then guess who's out of money? Well, I mean, not me, because you know the county's insured for these things, but we took all those extra steps to just insure things, you know. So if I got a watch and it said Rolex, I'd be like, oh, this says Rolex, yellow Rolex. And then I would set it on scales right in front of them. And I would write down the grams, 29.6 or whatever. I don't even remember. And I would write that down. I know, right? And they would sign stating that everything was accurate. And then when they got out, they were like, I think I'm going to go complain that I got a fake Rolex back. And she kept my real one. And in those cases, there had to be an investigation. I don't know why, because we have the video proof, but whatever. Well, anyway, this one time, it was a necklace. And it was described by the person to the investigator as being about that big. It was big. It was one of those big rope necklaces. And it had a rifle. Starts with an AK and it ends with a 47. I don't want to say that together just in case it flags on it or something, because you know people are weird. So I had to go to internal affairs, and the investigator, you know, way back in the day, had this big tape recorder on his desk or on this table. And he would hit the record button. He would say, "There's the investigator Ward with the Cobb County Sheriff's Office. I'm interviewing blah blah blah, and you know the date, the time, blah blah blah." And then he would ask me if I booked in this person, and I'm like, I guess I don't remember every person that I book in, but probably. I mean, and he was like, well, you took this person's property. And I was like, okay. Well, he's saying that he had a necklace. I said watch. And that it had this rifle on it, 3 inches across, and that he didn't get it back. I said, that's because he didn't have one. Did you pull the tapes? Because that would have showed you that he didn't have one. I didn't say that. I said he didn't have one. Anyway, long story short, he didn't have one because they watched the tapes. But I told the investigator after he turned off the recorder, I was like, now look, if I'm going to go down for something, if I'm going to lose my job for something, I'm not going to steal a necklace from an inmate with a rifle on it. I mean, come on. If I'm going down for something, I'm going to go big. Go big or go home. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go big and I'm going to steal big. But I will never steal, most likely, unless something really changes in me, because I hate a thief and I hate a liar. So I don't see me changing anytime soon to start stealing from people, but I'm not going to steal from inmates. And then there was this one, which I've told before, she was a madam of a house. Anyway, she was a madam, and she told them that she was wearing this very expensive negligee, a teddy. A teddy? Is that what they're called? A teddy. It's the one piece thing that has the bottoms to the tops is all one piece. And it was lingerie. When I was interviewed for that one, I was like, again, if I'm going to go down for something, it's not going to be for stealing lingerie, aka lingerie, from a madam of a house. House. Ain't that right? I mean, could you see me in jail for that, Penny?
No, Mommy.
That's right. I wouldn't. Anyway, I'm letting this grow out because I want to put it in a ponytail. Anyway, I'm going to get lunch and then I'm going to go home and finish my work day out. But I just wanted to finish off this video with some more funnies. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember that I love you. Jesus loves you. Penny loves you. We hope he's coming back soon because people be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries. Did you hit that laugh button? You better be hitting that laugh button today. Yeah. Laugh, like, love, live, love, laugh, all of it. Hit them all. And I will talk to you tomorrow unless something real exciting happens and I come back later. But I don't know. It's pouring down rain and probably not. But anyway, that's it. Goodbye.